Hi there, you're listening to Hillside Talks, a podcast for everyone. If you enjoy it, please tell your family and friends. If you don't, maybe try the next one. Hi everybody, welcome to Hillside Talks. This week we've got our lovely Emma from Toby and the Twins. So she's a local blogger and you're on Instagram and you've got an account there with a really good following. But also Emma is very dear to me because she works at Hillside Childcare as one of our senior managers. So you've been working with me for 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years now.
So we're going to talk today about your experience of being a mummy to twins. Amongst other things, and the time is coming where you're getting ready to return to work, which I'm thrilled about. But yeah, and all that's brought, so we might get to see Rory and Rosie. They are just here in the background, being very, very good. But tell me about what it's been like being a mummy to twins.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's an experience, but it's brilliant. You are just
Hello. It's brilliant.
You're just blessed. If you get twins, you're just blessed because there's nothing else like it. As hard as it can be, it's also doubly rewarding. Every smile you get it twice. Every cuddle you get it twice, and that's what you see more than the hard parts.
Oh, that's so lovely. I mean, I remember you telling, well, you showed, so the Steph, Emma and myself, who worked really closely together, but you told us you were expecting and we were all so excited, and then you came to my house, we were having a meeting and you brought the scan pictures, you never said a word, you just handed them to us and I was just, there were two, there's two, we were just so excited. How did it feel when you found out?
We just laughed when we found out. We were going through a hard time with our family. We were losing someone special to me.
Wow.
And we told him, tell me grandma about Rosie, not knowing if it were a girl or boy at that point. And the way my granddad was, he'll have just thought, Rosie, you can name one after me, not your grandma, not for your grandma. And then we went for the scan that same week, found out it were twins, and we just started laughing and said, that's my granddad. And we just knew that he blessed us with them, so that was nice. What's the matter?
Is it your granddad? So that's so lovely. I mean, I'm a really big believer things happen for a reason, but that really kind of proves that, doesn't it? So pregnancy wise, what were it like carrying twins? I mean, I do remember it was quite hard towards the end.
Pregnancy were really hard. The difference between 1 and 2 with Toby, obviously, with Toby, it were mentally really hard. I'd gone through a really hard time to conceive him, and I was just scared the whole time. I was scared that there'd be something wrong or something had happened to him. But with the twins, I were really settled that they were absolutely fine and they were going to be fine. But physically, it were really hard from about 6 weeks.
I can't imagine. And how did you feel about the birth? Were you scared about that? You just seemed to take every bit of it in your stride. I
was petrified for birth.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't the birth. It was the after.
Yeah.
Would they be born early? Would they be okay? What had happened? I was really worried about Toby. If I were in hospital with twins, what had happened to Toby? Would he be okay? So leading up to it, I drove past the hospital to show him. He knew exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
But the actual birth were amazing. It were better than having one.
Yeah.
It were perfect.
Your pictures were absolutely amazing, and we'll have to show one and the podcast. We'll have to put one up because your picture where you introduced the babies were just mind blowing. It was so beautiful. It really, really was. So you found yourself on maternity leave, and then you started up a blog. So tell me about that.
So when I found out I was pregnant with twins, I joined a lot of Facebook groups for twin mums or multiple mums or parents, and I found them really helpful.
Did you?
I asked so many questions or just followed different people, and it was just so nice.
Right.
You just needed that, and it just reassured everything. So then when I had the twins, I was sharing a lot of pictures because I just couldn't get over them.
Yeah.
And everybody were like, keep sharing, please keep sharing. And then people started reaching out to me, like friends or family or other people I knew with twins. and I just wanted to help other people like they helped me. So I thought it took a lot of courage to do it. And I thought, right, I'm going to give it a go. So I started up my blog, started blogging. It were always too many words for what I'd accept.
Really? Yeah. That's not like you, Emma. You don't like say a lot.
So I did find it hard. And I had to crop bits out and I'm like, what if that's important? But then one day, another expecting twin mummy, she messaged me and said, you're really inspiring to me. By that point, I didn't have a lot of followers. And I just couldn't believe it. So then I just carried on.
And what I think about your account is that it's really real.
Yeah.
I think, we've talked before on the impacts of social media, and that sometimes it's a place where, I don't know, it can really have a bit of a negative impact because people think everything's rosy and everything's perfect in a perfect world, but you really show the reality of how difficult it is staying at home with you, with a school run on go and your twin baby. So you'll show like a really messy playroom, and then you'll show you tackling it, bath time and the splashing water all over. I love all that. And is that something you chose to do, or are you just being true to yourself?
Yeah, I wanted it to be real. That's what it's like. At first I was really anxious and I thought, oh, my house doesn't look like their houses. It's not perfect. It's clean and tidy, but it's not all wooden and pristine. And so I was showing it and I felt really anxious to start. And then I just thought, why hide it? That's what it is. A playroom isn't pristine and tidy. They're playing it. You've got plastic toys. Just show them. There's no point hiding them. And like our living room, I've got a mat on the floor, it's bright green with bugs on it. I'm always conscious about it, but that's special. My mum made that for Toby and the grandchildren to play on the floor. So she sent it to my house, I just use it. I just use it.
Yeah, I think it's really, really important, and it's lovely for other mums to see that it's not all Instagram perfect.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so good. Well, Rory is asleep and Rosie is crinkling a bit of a sensory tie. That's what you can hear there in the background. So how many followers did you get in the end? What have you got at the moment?
I've got about 5,000 I've got at the moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. And are you linking up with just local people, or got people all over?
I have got people all over, but I've got a couple of people from further afield that I do connect with a lot. And then some local. It's a bit of a mixture really. I've got mummies that I've met on the school run that follow me, which is nice because then they say hi to me on the school run. And then I've got people that I don't know, but now I do. I've made some lovely friendships through it.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. So we are back and Rosie has joined us and Rory's gone to sleep. I think that's what you're supposed to be doing. So you were just telling us about that you've linked up with some mums on the school run and things like that. That's really nice. Tell us about how Toby was. So for your older sibling, you got your twin babies. Life must have been pretty hectic at the beginning. How was Toby? What did you do to help him adjust?
He was really looking forward to it. He really wanted twins. He was so looking forward to it. So everything was planned. I prepared him. Yeah. He had books. We spoke about it. He came to a scan. We did everything we possibly could so he were ready. He knew exactly what had happened when I went into hospital to have the twins. He was so excited. Then when he came home and he first met them, he was thrilled. Then all the visits started.
Family and friends come to visit,
And for the first week, it was really tough. I broke down a few times to Chris saying I couldn't do it because he just wanted himself. It would just, I can't even explain it. He just wanted himself. He would just hyper. He wouldn't listen. And when everybody were coming to see twins, that were all new for him because they'd come to see him before.
But also, we'd just gone through COVID.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a lot of house guests.
No,
anyway, I suppose. So you would have been out of touch with that.
It were all different. And then a week in, me and Toby got COVID. So all the visits had to stop. And in that week, it really helped. It was so much better. He had the time to bond with the twins, to get to know our routine, to get to know each other. That week was lovely.
So that was a blessing, really.
Yeah, it was.
That
And we were fine as well.
Yeah, not too poorly.
Yeah, we were absolutely fine, so we could carry on. So that were good.
Yeah.
It were a good thing.
Did he ever say, you know, I mean, were he 5 or 6 when they came along?
He were 5.
Were he able to tell you, or obviously his behaviour were him communicating and saying he was struggling a little bit with the changes, which you'd expect, but does he ever kind of look back and say anything now?
He can tell you.
Yeah.
And if you asked him, is it because of the twins, or how does it make you feel? He'd say, no, it's not my twins, it's not my brother and sister.
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel like that. So we'd explain to him that it is all new and we're all getting used to it, so we all feel anxious about it. And now he's brilliant now. He's a fantastic big brother, really good help.
And when you felt like, I can't do this, it feels like end of world, doesn't it? And you think, you know, it was supposed to be amazing and bring babies home and everything's going to be okay. What would you say to other mums? Because at that period of time with Toby and his struggles, it must have felt forever at the time, but you do come through. What would you say to other mums? Just
keep going and talk to each other as well. People would visit, and when they left, I could have just kept that to myself, and it'd have just made it a whole lot worse. But me and Chris spoke about it. We'd find ways to make it work. We'd have time where Chris would watch Twins and I'd take Toby to the shop.
So
or the way round. Chris took him to the cinema, things like that. And we just really worked together and to find a new routine. And now we've got a really strong routine of Chris tends to do bedtime for Toby. I tend to do it for Twins. I pick Toby up from school. Chris picks him up from his clubs. So he knows what to expect. And he has that time with each of us and his brother and sister together. So that works.
Is it funny? Does it work? It sounds like you've absolutely smashed it. It really, really does. So, how are you feeling about your return to work? I'm feeling amazing about your return to work. But how are you feeling?
I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm extremely nervous. It's different. It's different to when I returned with Toby. I only had Toby. He came with me, and that were it. He'd come to nursery with me. I'd get on with my job, he'd be having a lovely time, and he had a brilliant time. He loved his nursery life. But this time it's different. There's 2 of them, and there's Toby at school still.
And your role's going to be a little bit different as well.
I'm coming back to a new role, and it's exciting. I'm really excited for the twins because they don't get to do groups like Toby did. So I know they'll have a brilliant time at nursery. But because they haven't done groups, we've been at home a lot. And they see me all the time. They're with me on their own a lot of the time. And it's that I think I'll find hard, but I hope they don't find it hard, but I think they will.
Do you think having twins, that you feel a little less worried because you know they've got each other?
Rory absolutely dotes on Rosie. She's a tinker.
I'm sure he does.
He just stares at her and he dotes on her, so I think he'll be happy knowing she's there. Rosie will just be happy seeing other children. She's just everywhere. She smiles at him, but she'll just be ready for all the activities and the adventure, won't you?
Oh, it'll be so lovely to see her in nursery. I mean, I think it is hard going back to work anyway, but you've got the it's nice for you because you know the nursery, you've used us before, you work with us, so all that's really, really nice. But what would you say to a mum that's really like worrying about the return to work? Because I always think for mums, they've had maternity leave and you get into your routine and everything's okay, and then you've got this whole new routine to learn, you know, taking them to nursery, as well as the emotional upheaval of parting and starting a job and going back to work. What would you say to other mums?
Talk to your childcare provider, talk to your partner or your family, whoever you've got at home. Speak about it. I was worried about my return for quite a while, and then I reached out to you and told you how worried I was, and it just made it all okay.
Talking's so important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and they can get you to start making that step. Like I'd said, what are you doing? I said to you, I really need to book the visits, and I just were putting it off and putting it off. And you said, just do it.
Yeah.
Email and do it, and I did it, and now we're looking forward to the first
Oh,
visit,
that's so good.
aren't we?
That is so good. I can't wait to find out how it goes on. You just said a little bit ago that with Toby, you were with all the groups. You come in. So you were with all the groups with Toby, but these didn't get to go to groups. Is that because there were 2 of them and it was just
Yeah.
sad?
Yeah.
I believe that to be true.
Yeah, just simply because there were 2 of them.
Yeah. Oh, crikey, it must be hard.
I tried doing a few little groups, like I did away and play, and I met up with a few friends when they weren't really mobile. And people would help you, but they've got their own baby as well, so
Yeah, of course.
it's really hard for them to help you. Just picking them both up out of pushchair, putting them back in,
Right.
if you need to feed them at the same time. It was
Yeah.
just really daunting.
Yeah.
I tried to go to a group, I built myself up to get there, got there, and it was shut. Tried ringing, there were no one there, and I broke down,
Yeah,
and
too
it took
much.
a lot of courage to do it again. Yesterday we went to a soft play for the first time where they move, and it were a lovely small one, and it just really empowered me that I can do it.
Yeah.
And we had a lovely time, so
It looked lovely.
I'll
I saw
start
it.
doing more
I saw
now.
what you posted. It did look so nice. I love looking at your stories. You just seem to be smashing it. And thank you so much for coming to see us and to share your experiences. Where can people find you? What is your handle on Instagram and Facebook?
My handle on Instagram and Facebook is Toby and the Twins 16.
Right.
And you can
Toby
find it
and
there.
the twins, and we'll post about it as well at the end. And thank you, Rosie, for coming to see us. Thank you. Yeah, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.